Okay, we're going to talk about backup today. We're just going to do a couple backup basics here, and we'll get into some more complicated backup and restore scenarios later on. One of the things I wanted to cover here basically is backing up from a command line. When everybody teaches backup ordinarily, they teach it from Management Studio, and that's just not how it's done in production. In fact, I don't know anybody that goes up and backs up their database in production in Management Studio unless they're simply doing it to back up a database for a special purpose. So backing up for a special purpose is really the only reason you would ever do that, and on an ordinary basis I even prefer to do that here at the command line just because it's a lot easier. So the simple backup syntax for SQL, backup database, you got to choose which one to back up. I've got my general dev server here, so I'll just back up IT bookworm to disk equals \. Okay, let's talk about a couple of these options. Obviously, you need to tell it to back up, and you need to tell it that you want to back up the database as opposed to backing up the log. You need to tell it which database, IT bookworm, and then you need to tell it where to put it. I'm putting it on a disk here, so I did to disk, but you could also just say to a device name if you created a backup device name that was automatically mapped to a file location, or you could say to tape. So right now I'm doing it to disk. It's just the most direct way. And then you give it the full path and the disk name and the file name. The file name can be absolutely anything. It doesn't even have to have an extension. It doesn't matter. That's just to help you. So I could easily back it up to IT bookworm or .shan.my.backup. It doesn't matter. You can back it up to anything, but in SQL Server parlance, .back and is standard for full backups, and then .diff and then .trn for transaction logs. So we'll go ahead and hit F5 to run that. And there you go, it backed up just fine. Now, you can also back up to a network location, and if I'm lucky, I'll actually have permissions to my network location here. So you'll just do a whack. Oh, let's go $, and let's see if that gets us anything. Okay, good. I have permissions to that drive. So you can see here with basic backup syntax, I can back up locally and then push to tape, or I can back up across the network and then push to tape. So that's a really quick primer on that. Let me go ahead while I'm here and show you how to back up a log. It's the exact same thing. You would say backup log bookworm disk equals backup or whatever extension you want. You could say .log, and you can build scripts to build intelligent file names and whatnot, and we'll cover some of that later. But right now this is just a basic. I need to back up my disk, and I don't feel like going through the kludgy GUI to get it done.